Alright, let's do a Dark Souls 3 walkthrough. Here's the map. We're going to start in Cemetery of Ash, go flying through it. We're going to kill all the DLC bosses, all the optional bosses. However, we're going to do the regular bosses first, then we'll do all the optional ones later. So if you'd like to skip past the optional ones and you just want to kill the game, this is how to do it. A few things. This is the quote-unquote easiest way to beat Dark Souls 3, so I don't want to hear none of you complaining about like, oh, you used a cheap thing, or oh, that straight sword's overpowered, or just shut up. You know, this is like for newer people that've never beaten Dark Souls 3, tried it, gave up, and then decided to come back and try and beat it. So that's what this is. We're gonna kill all the bosses. We will do all the NPC quests. We'll get all the shards and bones. What is it? Undead bone shards. And yeah. However, we will skip pretty much anything that's not needed. So, without further ado, let's start this Dark Souls 3 walkthrough. So, I'm going to be playing with password matchmaking, so if you want to join in and kill me throughout this walkthrough, there's the password. You'll never see it again. So, I'm going to start a new game. Think there's a cutscene?
Yes.
Yes, indeed, there is a cutscene. We're gonna name this. Come on, don't do this to me. Steam. Sheemean. Gender, male, age, whatever. Class. You're definitely gonna want to start with Assassin. You can parry with Assassins, and he has a cool sword. Burial Gift. All this stuff is pretty much useless, so just get Sovereign of the Soul. Appearance, you're definitely going to want to go with the red-faced man, because, you know, it's cool. And yeah, that should be pretty much everything you need. Not going to waste your time doing like a 3-hour character selection screen, so let's jump into it. We are going to be doing kind of like a Dex Faith build throughout most of this, so that's one of the reasons you start with the S stock, or not the S stock, with the. Is it an S stock? I think it's an S stock. Yeah, it is an S stock. It does quite a bit of damage. And this shield seems really crappy, but it's actually the easiest one to parry with in the entire game. So you can pick it up later, but you know, good to start with it. And the main weapon we'll be using, once we get it, is the Sellsword Twin Blades, but it's really not worth using until you can get it to +7, so we will do that first. We are going to kill the lizard monster over here, just because it gives you some souls, so it's worth it. But you know, just be careful, because it's a giant lizard monster, so always helps to like go to the right of it. Generally, it's got some trouble tracking you if you do that, so just try and go to the right of it, stay behind it the whole time. Learn how to roll dodge. And if it ever gets like knocked back like that, just walk up to the front of it and press right bumper or regular attack, and it'll do a critical strike. Something they changed for Dark Souls 3 from the other ones is that you can now do riposts on bosses and big enemies. You could do it on crabs and stuff too. Didn't dodge it like an idiot. Oofta. Should die right here. Yep. So it does give you Titanite scale. Those are pretty cool. Use those to upgrade boss weapons. So anything you trade for a boss soul. We're not going to be using it very much though, so. But as you can see, we got like 3,000 souls off of that, so that should let us level up a few times. Especially at the beginning of the game, you really want to be able to level up as much as possible. The more you can do that, the more helpful it'll be for sure. This is just the tutorial area of the game, so yeah. Here you can see the nice pretty land, Lothric Castle up there. It's basically the end area of the game, but you also like start off going there for a little bit, so. This Firelink Shrine, we'll be going there momentarily. So, these are bonfires, they're checkpoints. You shouldn't need any other explanation past that. Alright, you know what? If you circle around behind people and do a regular attack, it'll trigger a backstab like that. It does bonus damage, always fun. So if while you're running, you click in on the left thumbstick, the L3, it'll let you jump. So that's what I did there to get to that Titanite shard. Always make sure you zig and zag around those guys. Make sure none of them are chasing you. And here we have the first boss, Ludex Gundyr. Pull that friendly looking sword out of his face, or his heart, and he'll jump up and hit you now. He is parryable. He is a good one to just kind of run around to the right of him. When this happens, you want to jump behind him. Oh. Usually you don't get hit if you're right there. This thing looks really scary, but if you just kind of stay behind him, you shouldn't have too much trouble. Ow. Always heal when you get a chance. Just kind of stay behind him. Just poke him with your sword and he'll die eventually. Whenever you kill a boss, you will get a bonfire where they died at, so always good to have those checkpoints. And yeah, that's boss 1 down. For the first little bit of the game, I think I will just go through a few bosses. I'll probably start doing videos for like per area after this, but you know, this will just be the start of the game. It's all pretty basic. This is a broken straight sword. Pretty much worthless, but yeah, whatever. There are a few things up here, but for the most part they're worthless, so just run past. I think there's some homeward bones over there and a shield up to the left. We will come back and explore all the nooks and crannies of Firelink Shrine eventually, but for now, we're just gonna do the little jump thing. Because it is worth it to do this, so. Time to see how good Sheen is at doing the jump skip. Alright, so you want to run up this tree. Oh my god, first try. What a pro. But yeah, just run up the base of the tree and then jump as far to the right as you can right after that. Something cool about this game too, you can always see back where you came from. Like right over there above my head is the first bonfire. So that's pretty cool, you can just like see back forever and ever. Nothing really over there yet. Be careful up here, if you fall you will die. If you're really nervous about it, you can use Spook. I don't think you'll actually survive that fall though. So, this is the door directly across from where you walked in. Just poke it, and it'll disappear. Whoa, look at that, how cool. So, that's just a thing in Dark Souls 3. There are invisible walls somewhere, or not invisible walls, but invisible doors, so if you hit a wall, it'll just fall apart. That ring we got is going to let us get more souls. It just gives like a 10% boost to souls you get, so well worth it. This is the only time you get to make a bonfire. Pretty cool. If you play Dark Souls 2, that's the equivalent of the Emerald Herald right there. Firekeeper in this one. This lady says some things. This is very important. You can popple those souls, but oh man. You can also just sell them to this lady and it's much faster. So, sell your souls. Now I've got 10,000, so that'll let us level up quite a bit. That Estus shard we picked up will let us reinforce our Estus Flask. You can allot it. So just take all of them out of the Ashen Estus, because we're not going to be using FP for very much until later in the game, so it's better to just have lots of health. You're going to want to get 12 Faith, and then dump the rest into Vigor. Because we are going to pick up the Astora Straight Sword pretty soon here. And that'll be our quote-unquote like first real weapon, so. Next stop is Vordt. I really don't like this entire area pretty much, so we're not going to do much in it. A lot of people didn't like how, oh wow, look, eyeballs, that's fun. A lot of people really did not like how you just start off in the high wall of Lothric. Like, that's like the end part of the game right up there, pretty much. One of the hardest bosses in the game, in my opinion, too. And you get like halfway through Lothric Castle, and then you gotta go back and go to a whole bunch of other places, and then you can come back here. So, kind of strange, but whatever. So what we're gonna do, stab this skeleton archer 3 times, and we're gonna go down here. Now whenever you see a bunch of undeads that are just like sitting around, there will normally be one of these guys with the light. They're always stronger, and these guys with the lanterns, they will wake up all the other ones if you let them, so try not to let them. Otherwise you have to fight a horde of little zombie guys at once. Which, you know, they're not too hard to kill, but it's just more fun. So, you see this big dragon, you're going to go to the left of it, go up here. Once again, kill the lantern guys. Don't let him wake up his friends. I think there's something up here. Right, there's an asshole that jumps at you. Binoculars. Those are really good if you're spellcasting. You can actually use them to like snipe people with spells, which is pretty hard to do. Don't know why I picked those up, we'll never use them. So now go around this side of the dragon. This we will use, for sure. Grab some gold pine resin. There's always little guys that like to hide behind boxes and stab you. Backstabs are really great in this game. The easiest way to get them is to just hold down the sprint button while you're locking on and just sprint behind them. And then, oh, missed that a little bit. It'll let you just get behind them really fast. Dark Souls 1 is good to like roll behind him. Dark Souls 2 it helps a lot too, but in this one, oh, and you're just gonna want to sprint straight through this part. Grab those if you're feeling spicy, but you know, be careful because fire's coming to kill you. So there's a claymore over there too, pretty cool weapon. There's a mimic down there. Be careful of those. If the chain ever points down in Dark Souls 3, it means it's a mimic. That one just drops a deep battle axe, which we don't really need, so just gonna skip it for now. Alright, that guy's taking forever to kill. There's a Lothric Knight right here. Best thing to do with these guys is parry them. That being said, parrying is easier said than done. And if you have two hands that don't even try to parry that, it's much harder. So, there you go. Parrying seems really hard to a lot of people, but the one thing that'll help you a ton with it is if you use the shield, the target shield. It's just like the buckler from Dark Souls 2. It's basically like, oh my gosh, Lothric Knight Sword, that's an awesome sword. Can we use that? No. Get a lot more dex and strength. That's a really good sword actually though. But yeah, for parrying, it's when the shield is furthest to the right that you parry, so. Ow. And this shield just like stays to the right far longer than any other shield, so that's what makes it easiest to parry with, is there's like a parry window. plunging attack there. Don't forget to go up here. There's a bonfire, so yeah, it's just the parry window on the shield is much longer than any other, so it makes it a lot easier to parry with. Seems kind of strange, but it's Dark Souls. Most everything's a little strange. So, I believe there's a Titanite shard over here. Definitely want to pick those up. Those are lots of fun. Those just let you upgrade your weapon to +4, I believe. So the Lothric Knight will be here whenever you restart from the bonfire, but if you just wait a second, he'll walk out that door and you'll never have to see him again. That guy can give you a lot of trouble first time you come through an area. I know there's another one somewhere. There you are. Alrighty. Now, I believe a couple guys will jump up over the edges here soon. Yeah, come here, you. Too bad I can't knock you off. So parrying is kind of hard to do, but it's well worth it to be able to do. It's how you get good, as the kids say, with Dark Souls. This thing is an Ember Firebomb. Just run past that guy. He's really hard to kill. Not really worth it. So, yeah. You do want to kill that thing. Gives you a raw gem. Pretty cool. And always try to kill the archers first, but you know, if you can't, it's usually not too big of a deal. The extra health we got at the beginning will help us a lot here too, so. Grab those black fire bombs, we're going to need those later. Now, we're going to want to go over here. Go left as soon as you can, because there's a Lothric Knight that's going to come up there. And another guy will come up behind you. Then an assassin to the right. Finally, you get your Titanite shard. There's Lothric Knight right there. So just wait for him to go back to the left, because there's one more item you want right here. Guarded by this guy. Undead Hunter Charm. So you can use those against mimics or other players, so it just stops them from using Estus. So this guy's a little harder to parry, in my opinion, but if you can do it, it'll help quite a lot. These guys always give me a lot of trouble, though. That shield bash tends to stagger you a lot, so. Fuck it. Stop being a jerk to me. There you go. But spear guys are really easy to sidestep usually, so that'll help you a lot with them. Always roll through tables. I'm just kidding, there's no real reason to, but. So this is a good secondary weapon right here. Broadsword. If you use that raw gem we just got and upgrade it to like +2, it's really good starting weapon, like early in the game. After that, it's pretty terrible, but some green blossoms and roll on through, and we'll pick up our straight sword. So go ahead and equip that. This is what we're going to be using until we get the twin blades. So this part can be somewhat difficult, but just fall down right here, grab the shard, and just start kind of panic rolling. Yeah, usually you'll make it through. Sometimes you won't. Panic rolling is a very sketchy way to do things. Yeah. Usually get you killed, but, you know. It's worth it to get that undead bone shard, or the Estus flask shard. Yeah, so. Not a problem. So now that I've died, I'm not embered anymore. It's just like the equivalent of humanity from Dark Souls 1 or human effigies from Dark Souls 2, so. It'll give you like 20% more health if you are embered, but you can also be invaded, as long as you're not using like a password like I am, so. When you use the password, only people that have the password can actually get in and see you, so. Just kind of run past everything before. You already got it, so you don't really need to kill it again. That freaking archer always gets me. So this guy should be quite a bit easier now. But, you know, whatever. I absolutely hate that guy. Looks like he's gonna follow me too, so this ought to be fun. Yeah, fuck this. So, grab your souls. Hopefully that knight will be nice. You can fight up here. I hate Lothric Knights. Especially that one. The one with the spear. Gives me so much trouble, and I don't know why. Oh, the buckler. That one actually has a better... That's the best parry one. Target shield's like the second best or something, so... Alright. Let's be careful this time, I guess. If you roll right when you hit the ground, it'll make you take a little less damage. Kind of like Zelda games. Alright. So this guy was shooting at me last time, being an asshole. So we'll just take him out. Apparently that's what we need to do. I hate this shield guy so much. Shield and spear. What a dick. Come on, fight me. If you can manage to string some hits together with a straight sword, it will keep him kind of stagger locked. Always fun. I hate this guy so much. What is that noise? It's like crazy wind everywhere. Alright. So now that we've done that, finally... God, I hate that spear guy so much. Hey, dog, come here. So you're gonna want to distract those doggies with... Alright, we're gonna use some Estus, actually. So just kind of run down and try and pull like one at a time. Those little barrels all around will catch on fire and explode, so that can be a fun way to kill some people. Depending on how good your aim is. And how close the stupid skeletons are to it. Apparently they weren't very close. Fun times. So, yeah, what you want to do is just kind of attack one of them at a time like that. And when they get up here, you can then fight them one at a time. If you play Dark Souls 2, that's like what most of the game was about, was just trying to pull people one at a time. Which, if you're familiar with like World of Warcraft, it actually helps quite a bit, but... Whoa, fireball, hello. You want to be careful of those, because like I said, all those barrels down there will explode and kill you. So, that's enough from you. I think there's a shield in here. It's a pretty good shield, but... What is that noise? It's like a crazy wind tunnel or something. So frustratingly annoying. Alright. So, be like, hey you. How do you feel about a firebomb? Then you're gonna run back up here. Don't even try parrying these guys. Wow. And the big skeletons do like tons of damage, so just be careful. With a straight sword, you can just keep spam attacking him. It'll stagger him for a little bit, like with every hit, so. Grab the cell key. I'm gonna use that in a minute here. Now, this next part, you've come a long way since the last bonfire. And this guy will mess your life up. So, cast your spook. We'll make it so you don't take fall damage, and your feet don't make noise. And we're just gonna run straight past him for now. We'll come back and kill him in a second. He's worth it for the souls, and there's a few cool items in here, but... Oh no, that's not the right way. That's the right way. He does tons and tons of damage. No way, are you kidding me? So, this is Dark Souls. Like I said, I hate this first area of the game. It's so hard for like just no reason at all. This part in particular, it's so hard to get to the next bonfire. You have to go so far with like barely any Estus. Whatever. So the other way to get down to that big angel guy is to go down this ladder. Which, if you have trouble with that stupid spear knight like I tend to do, may be a better option. So, once you get down here, we're just gonna sprint all the way through, pick up some souls. And once you go out this door, go straight to the right, kill the archer. Then, I guess there's not another bonfire, but there is a shortcut to a different bonfire, so. Let that guy fall down. Grab some throwing knives. And we're about to the first real boss of the game, finally. So, this is something Dark Souls likes to do a lot, is just put shortcuts back to previous bonfires. So, if you go right up here, just kind of sprint past up here so you don't get hit by the archer. A lot of people really hate the dogs. I understand why. They're annoying as hell. So now, we're back to the first bonfire. So, go ahead and travel back to Firelink Shrine at this point. And we're going to upgrade our Estus Flask. May even be able to upgrade our Straight Sword, I'm not sure. I think it might take Twinkling. We'll find out. Reinforce Straight Sword. Hey, it does take Titanite Shards. Whoa, we need 3 more of those, okay. So, go ahead and sell one of these souls that you found. You can pop them too by using the item, but it's a lot faster to do that, so that's what we'll do. We're gonna get Vigor to 20 to start, because it's really nice to have a whole bunch of health when you're fighting stuff. Makes everything a lot easier. Oh. And don't forget about your Estus Shard. I always forget about those. Like I said, I will show you where all of those are in the game, so. Makes the game a lot easier if you have more heals. So, go to High Wall of Lothric. Wait, we gotta go use that cell key. So like I said, I will show you all of the NPC quest lines. So, go to the other one, Tower on the Wall. I have an SSD, so these areas at least don't take too long to load usually. Not like a console. Those are terrible. Ugh, watching walkthroughs on that. It's like, ugh, this takes like 7 years to load. What is wrong with it? Wait for the Lothric Knight to go away. You're gonna want to kill all these guys. Oh my god. Honestly, I think Dark Souls 3 is the hardest Dark Souls for one reason alone. All the enemies are so aggressive. Like, so aggressive. They all just like sprint at you constantly, all the time. I see you. The best way to handle it is normally just to be as aggressive as they are. So, kind of like the scythe build in Dark Souls 1. Just attack people before they attack you. Grab some throwing knives. So if you remember that cell key we picked up right by the doggies. In the middle of that crazy room where all the people are at the bottom, I got the Store Straight Sword. We got the cell key. The cell key goes right here. And this is Grey Rat. He says some things and gives you a ring. The ring is actually pretty good for early in the game. It just makes you have more defense when your health is really low, which is nice, because that's right when you need it most is when your health is super low. Through there is where you get the Red Eye Invasion Orb, so... Red Eye Orb? Yeah, it's just like the regular Red Eye Orb, so... You can't get that until after you beat, like, Vordt, possibly the tree guy. Yeah, and then you go talk to that one crazy dude. And he's like, hey, join my club. And you're like, fine. Then he gives you a key, so that's always fun. Alright, next up is Vordt. So when you start up here, you're going to want to go this way. Kill the archer. And roll right down here. Just ignore that guy. Jump on the elevator. Sometimes he'll get you, but usually he won't. Like I said, the enemies in this game are just so aggro all the time. Run back over the elevator to put it back up in case you die, Vordt. But you know, it happens. So yeah, as you can see, the best way to combat the crazy over-aggressiveness of all the enemies in Dark Souls 3 is to just be super over-aggressive yourself, so. Grab this thing, sprint and jump. You want to aim for that right edge there because it's a little lower. And we're going to go ahead and equip that gold pine resin. If you do that right, you can usually get a plunging attack, and then you can get a backstab. That's the best way to kill that guy. Bastard, after he killed me the first time. So that gold pine resin just puts lightning on your sword. Makes it do more damage. However, you have to buy more of it, and it only lasts for like 60 seconds or something, so. use one on the angel guy and use one on Vordt, or if you don't feel confident that you can kill Vordt in one try, just use it on the angel. Just use it on two of them on Vordt. It's kind of hard because it'll make any attempts after this a little bit harder, but you'll be okay. Like I said, man, I hate these stupid spear guys. So you're gonna want to like aggro him. Just run up until he attacks you, and then he'll chase you back here a little bit. You want to do that so that you don't pull the other one too, because he's walking around back there. If you pull both of them, you're gonna have a bad time. So. Hate the shield guys. Hate them so much. Okay. Down to 3 Estus. That's okay though. Vordt's usually pretty easy. These guys are actually fairly easy to parry too, so. Hey, Lothric Knight Shield. Cool. There's like a super guy over there. It's pretty hard to kill, but I would not even worry about them. Just go get your small banner. Thank you. Now we're gonna go kill a Vordt. It really is a pretty game. There's lots of other Lothric Knights running around, but don't even bother with them. They're too hard to kill. So, smack those guys in the face. If you have killed the dude that's right outside Firelink Shrine, you can summon him right here, but, you know. I'm actually not going to summon any NPCs. Not because I just want to get good or whatever. Except for the ones that have to do with their quest line, because there are a few, like Sigurd, that do, but when you summon them, it actually doubles the boss's health pool, which makes it just so much harder to kill, so. So, use your lightning resin, and just stay right on this guy's ass. If you stay like right here, he normally won't be able to hit you at all. And he'll freak out eventually like that. Charge around a bit. Just roll dodge a few times, then he'll charge up to shoot some breath at you. Just get behind him and beat him up. And he dies pretty quick. Light the bonfire. You really don't need to rest at it. Then wait ever so patiently for the doors to open. Raise your banner. And yeah, that's episode 1. Thanks everyone for watching. If you liked it, leave a like, and if you didn't, go away.